Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for our first post-game crafting and gathering episode. We're going to start off today with the gathering, then we're going to move on to fishing, and then finish off with crafting. And to start off with, let's go over how the post-game crafting and gathering is going to work, starting with, of course, the gathering since we're doing that. The post-game gathering is going to largely revolve around the ephemeral nodes, the nodes that will only appear during certain times of day. Throughout the realm, you only have one chance every in-day 24-hour cycle, so every about 70 minutes in real life. Only one chance per 70 minutes to gather from each spot. If you abandon the node, you will lose your chance to gather for the next 70 minutes from that specific spot. You have 6 chances at each location to gather from them. Actually, I think I went too far north for this. I want to go back south and west. It'll pop up at 9 p.m. Eorzean time. But yes, the spawn times and spawn points are pretty consistent. This first node will always appear at about 9 p.m. Eorzean time. I want to say here or down a little bit further to the southwest. Maybe to the southeast. In this general area, though. Today we're going to be focusing on specifically grabbing all the items that we're going to need for our level 50-star crafting. 50-star crafting being the first tier of post-game crafting. It will go to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and then some of them will even go up to, or some of the classes will even go up to 4-star crafting. Our focus for today is just going to be the 1-star crafting because that's going to be by far the easiest. It is generally recommended that if you are doing the post-game crafting, you will want to go specifically in order of 1-star, then 2-star, and so on and so forth. Alright, should spawn any moment now. Any moment now. It's supposed to be spawning already. There we go. I don't know why it was having trouble. Alright, so this one becomes available at 9 p.m. We're going to go ahead and gather from it. We can get unaspected crystals, and we can get astral rocks. Alright, go ahead and mark off that I got that. Finish gathering from this spot. It is definitely recommended that you use your best abilities to get as many of each item from each spot as you can, but I think we only need one astral rock for this set of crafting, so I'm heading on to the next spot now. Alright, our next location is going to be taking us out to the Eastern Shroud. This one also becomes available at 9 p.m. Eorzean time. And looks like it's fairly close to the docks near Gridania. So let's go ahead and gather from the vegetation patch. Oh, we've got a lot going on here. Okay, let me first pull up my checklist of everything. So we are getting a Kidragora. First off, we definitely want to grab that. Kidragora is going to be a minion. They don't always appear at these gathering locations, but I do want to grab that minion since it is available. Mark off that I got it. Next up, Trillium Bulbs. We want 1 Trillium Bulb, so we'll just gather from it once. Mark that I have that. Then might as well grab a Dark Matter Cluster while we're here. And Mazlaya Greens. Okay, I'll go ahead and make sure I've marked all the rest of that off. Finish up our gathering, and I'll meet you at the next spot, which appears in about 8.5 minutes from now, when these 2 spots we just mined from, or just gathered from, disappear, basically. Alright, next one's going to spawn in just about 90 seconds over here, 90 real-time seconds over here by the Little Solace, Sylph Home. Real quick, we're going to go ahead and eat 2 servings of Trapper's Quiche, so we can get about 60 minutes of gathering buffs. Because, oof, it's going to help a lot to have gathering buffs. Let's also go ahead and use that Kidragora minion. Oh, let me actually get off my mount so we can use our Kidragora minion. There we go, another minion for us. I think there's also going to be one from mining and then like 2 or 3 from fishing. We'll get to those eventually. They are going to be largely luck-based, so who knows when we'll actually get them. We'll try, though. We're going to keep trying until we get them. Alright, about 30 seconds to the next thing spawns. It's going to be just a little to the south of Little Solace. I think these bushes. I want to say these bushes, but it could be anywhere nearby. Alright, so these are going to be spawning at 1 a.m. Eorzean time. And there's going to be a mining node up in Kurthis, which similarly spawns at 1 a.m. Eorzean time, so we're going to want to move to go find that. Alright, come on. Give me that node. Spawn already. I guess sometimes it takes about 3 Eorzean minutes or so for spawns to actually happen. There you are. Goodness, you took a moment. Oh, it's actually going to be up in Little Solace this time. Alright, over here we are specifically looking for silkworm cocoons. We need to get about 70 of them. Alright, we already have the Mazlaya greens and the dark matter cluster. Got the dark matter cluster, yeah, from botany as well. Alright, let's go ahead and use our blessed harvest to get as many silkworm cocoons as we can. And again, we're aiming for 70. So we're going to want to take this very deliberately to try and maximize our reward. Okay, looks like we can squeeze a bountiful harvest in to get 1 extra. Alright, that got us about halfway there. I'll need to do one more trek then. And then real quick, I think I picked these up from doing leave quests, but you can get items called cordials or cordials or whatever. Which basically refill a bunch of your gathering points. Very useful since we're about to rush off and take care of another gathering spot right now. Alright, we're gonna hurry, because this one appears at 1... I guess we do have time. It'll be around for another 7 minutes in-game, 7 minutes real time. So we're good for a little while. We don't need to rush too hard. I can probably even spend some time waiting for my gathering points to fully refill. Might even be useful to use a cordial. I'm just going to call them cordials, because I'm pretty sure that's not the word, but that's how my brain reads it, because there is a word spelled like that, pronounced cordial. Anyways, could probably use cordials in the middle of gathering for one of those spots, I think. I want to believe. In order to get some more GP and therefore get more items from your abilities. Okay, right, we need to switch over to mining. And this is going to be an item we actually got for the level 50 mining quest. We are looking for dark steel ore. And we're gonna need, let's see, 141 dark steel ore. Lovely. Okay, let me pull up the checklist for miner. Dark steel ore, we're getting that now. And we can also get a gregarious worm while we're here. That's a rare item that we're going to be wanting a bunch of, I think. I could have waited for my GP to fill more. God, I'm in... Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I made a mistake. It happens. And it's counting the dark matter clusters already collected because we got it from botany, so... Well, 24 isn't the best start, but I think we did get a bunch when we were doing the level 50 quest anyway, so that does give us a head start. Yeah, okay, that puts us at about 52. So we're about a little over a third of the way there, so that's good. Alright, let's see. Next up's going to be in about 8 more minutes, and that's going to take us to... Looks like we've got... Oh god, we've got 3 items to get next. We've got things back in the East Shroud. We've got stuff over in East Thanalin. And we've got stuff in Eastern Lenosia. I'm going to go wait at the Thanalin spot first because I have free teleports to Lenosia and Gridania. So that'll be probably the cheapest way to go. Alright, bunch of things just spawned up, or should be spawning up any second now. I just got the ping from Teamcraft that it's all appearing now. Alright, over here by Highbridge in Eastern Thanlin, we can fly off to the southeast towards the river, and we should be able to find, along its shores, a spot to mine up gold sand. Alright, let me pull up that checklist. Forgot to grab gold sand. We're going to need to get 6 of it, so this is going to be really easy. 1, 2, we're done. We got all the gold sand we need. Might as well grab some more. Alright, next stop is going to take us to... Let's head to East Shroud next. Also, I got a full spirit bond, so I'll need to extract that in a moment. Okay. I saw where it was. Extract you, so we have more materia. And let's make our way up to the East Shroud. Alright, this one I want to say is going to be fairly close to where we got the Trillium bulbs earlier. So probably going to be around the Bramble Patch. And what we are looking for... Oh yeah, I got plenty of gold sand, right? Yes. Mark that off my list on Teamcraft. Such a useful resource. If you're not using it for crafting and gathering, do it, please. It's just so good. Here we are. It's going to be up near the Sanctum of the 12. For this spawn, at least. And we got Trilliums. Let's go ahead and mark that off. Ooh, and we got an achievement. Oh god, I've got so much happening. I've got so much happening. Okay, Trillium marked off. I'm gonna mark off the achievement on my checklist. There we go. And how many Trilliums are we going to need? Looks like 2 in total? Alright, we're already good, but I'll grab more just for fun. And then the last thing we can do in this cycle, that all starts at 5 a.m. Eorzean time, is going to take us out to Costa del Sol, it looks like. So I'll meet you over there. Alright, made it out to Eastern Lenosia. Let's fly up to that next gathering spot. It looks like it's directly west of Costa del Sol this time. And we are looking for just 1 single honey lemon. Don't need any more than that. Got a level up, and we can get some honey lemon seeds. Don't mind if I do. Which means if I had a house, a player house, where I could do gardening, I could do farming for more honey lemons. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyways, we only need 1 honey lemon, so this is all extra. Very lovely. I'll hold on to it in case I find it useful for other stuff. And let's see. Our next spawn's gonna be in about 7 minutes, and that's gonna take us to 2 locations. One over in East Thanlin, near where we actually just were, and one up in Kurthus. So back to Thanlin, I think. Alright, we have about another minute real time until the next one spawns. We're heading out from Highbridge, off to the east-southeast, well, east. And heading over to this cave where a lot of the Black Mage quests took place. And our next spot should spawn right about here at, let's see, 9 a.m. Eorzean time, so it's coming up soon. This next one has a potential to drop another minion for us, and I'm hoping it does. I'm really hoping it does, because if not, I'm going to have to take a second trip here, other than to get what I'm looking for. One of the main item we're looking for here, we're going to need 99 of it, so it's going to be a bit. We're probably going to need to make several trips for sure. Okay, should be spawning any moment. Let's see, do I see it up there? No. Down here? No, it'll be here in a moment. Why game gotta take a moment before it updates? 9 a.m., come on, it's 9 a.m. Oh. I didn't have Truth and Mountains up. Okay, well, that's my bad then. And you ended up over by the entrance. Okay. Let's see, so we can get... Koblin Larva! Oh, good, they dropped the minion for us. We can get another Gregarious Worm. Yeah, it's rare, so let's grab it. And let's go ahead and grab a whole bunch of gold ore. With the rest of our gathering attempts. We need 99 in total gold ore. So yeah, that's going to take several trips before we're all done. Let's go ahead and get that Koblin Larva minion into our minion roulette. And I'll meet you over at north of Camp Dragonhead, I want to say. Alright, our next destination takes us up north of Camp Dragonhead. This is a place this is actually an item we gathered as part of our level 50 botanist quest. So I think we actually have a ton of leftovers from that as well. Let's see, we have 21, we need 33, so yeah, let's just go for it. I think we'll have enough by the end of this. 21, we need 33, so 12. If we end up with 12, we're fine. Oh, hey, look, we're fine. Look at that, we're fine. Alright, got all of our spruce logs. Our next destination is going to appear in about 8 minutes. We got one up here, and one over at Wineport in Lenosia, so I'm just going to go ahead and hang around here until the next one spawns. Alright, next one appears in under a minute. It's going to be, I believe, south of Camp Dragonhead this time. It's going to be Botany, and I want to say it's going to be just somewhere around here. Looks like it's going to be logging, so I'm going to stick by these trees on a hunch that it'll be one of these. Coordinates say 26.57 and 24.43, so probably actually further south. But like the coordinates on Teamcraft are just a rough approximation. Like they could be anywhere in this area, really. Like anywhere up here in this entire region. Okay, should be spawning any moment. It is now 1 p.m. Well, now it is 1 p.m. in Eorzean time. And it's right in front of me. Well, that's convenient. Alright, coming down here, we are looking for vampire plants, and we only need the one. So, we are golden. Alright, marked off that I got that. Let's grab as much as we can, just so we have extras. And then next is going to take us up to Wineport. Alright, up here by Wineport in eastern Lenosia. We are down to the south of Wineport, heading up towards, looks like the waterfall is going to have what we're looking for. And where? There it is. Alright, this one is going to give us Zemail tomato seeds. Oh, thank God. I was kind of worried those wouldn't actually appear and then would have to come back for another trip. And we've got Zemail tomatoes. How many do we need? Just 3. That was so hard. We got all of them. Alright. Zemail tomatoes are done. Technically, I've not gotten unexpected crystals on the harvesting log, so I'll grab that. And we'll spend the rest on Zemail tomatoes. Alright. Next spawn point. And the last one we're going to be grabbing for now. There's still plenty of post-game gathering to do, but we're going to be doing it gradually in time with our crafting log. Whatever we need is what we're going to be going for, and eventually we'll have everything. But our last one's going to spawn in about 8 minutes back at, you guessed it, Camp Dragonhead. Alright, while we are actually waiting for the last spawn point to spawn, I decided let's go ahead and do some ephemeral mining and gathering over here in Mordona. Every 4 hours in game at 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m., both a.m. and p.m., actually, there will be gathering spots over here near the base of the Crystal Tower in Mordona. These gathering spots are going to have every single type of elemental cluster. This is going to be your best place to get these clusters, and we're going to start needing them fairly soon for our gathering. I believe it gives you get these from mining in the afternoon and from botany in the morning. So AM, botany, PM, mining. Very, very handy. Definitely recommend you come here and start gathering crystals from this area. We're gonna need a few. Not too many yet, but they're gonna become more important as we get to the higher level post-game crafting. Alright, last spawn point should be in about 40 real-time seconds up here by the Stone Vigil northwest of Whiterun Front. We're going in as a botanist, and we are looking for the thing we only need one of it, so this will be nice and easy and trivial. Then I can spend the rest of my effort getting those 70 silkworm cocoons, 99 gold ore, and 141 dark steel ore. That's gonna be delightful. Alright, let's see what we're gonna end up getting. Okay, any moment now. Give it about 5 more in-game minutes. I don't have Truth of Forest up. Now I have Truth of Forest up. Okay, it was available immediately. I'm just a fool. Alright, and what do we get? We are getting Thavnarian Mistletoe, of which we only need 1. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, no, that's about it for our 50 single-star gathering for now. There's still a few things we didn't grab. There's prickly pineapples, fragrant logs. What else is there? There's a few level 50 star gathering that we haven't gotten in basically every group. In logging, harvesting, mining, and quarrying. But anything we didn't get is going to come up in later recipes, so we will get to it in time. And honestly, we've got through most of it already, so we've gotten through most of the post-game gathering already. Not just the 50 stars, but most of the gathering in general. There's not too much, and it tends to be stacked more towards like the 1-star and 2-star items. Especially stacked towards the 1-star, so just getting most of the 1-star is already gonna mostly finish out our gathering. Alright then, I'm gonna be back in a little bit after I finished up gathering what I need from these time nodes, and we're gonna go do some fishing. All the fish that are available that were added in the 2.0 patch of the game when A Realm Reborn first came out. So I'll see you back in a bit. Hey everyone! Alright, we are back! It is the next day after the gathering. I went ahead and finished up all of the gathering that I needed to do, so I am very excited about that. We are down here in Lower Lenosia's Ocean's Torch in order to go fishing. We are going to be catching next all of the fish available through 2.0, everything that was available when the game first released. Let's see, so first off, we need to use Yumizuno down here in Lower Lenosia's Ocean's Torch. Looks like it's just a Yumizuno. I should probably actually double check the release list because I only want to catch the new fish. This fish available here, let's see, what are its requirements? It is available from 10 a.m. to 18, so 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Catch with Yumizuno. Looks like that might be the only requirements. No weather or anything that I'm seeing? Yeah, I'm not seeing any weather. But what we are looking for, we're going to need 1 of it for crafting. So definitely want to grab this and hold on to it. Once we get this, we're going to be heading up to Eastern Lenosia to catch 2 more fish. But this one's going to close in about 3 or 4 minutes real world time. Once it hits 6 p.m. Eorzean, so let's hope I get lucky. It's probably going to actually have a low catch rate, so I may have to come back. Oh, There we go. Got the triple exclamation mark, which is usually the sign of a big fish incoming. And this is certainly a big fish. We caught the mahi-mahi. Need 1 for our crafting logs. Alright, on to our next location. Let me see. There's something I need to explain. Crap. Oh my gosh, it's early morning, so I appear to have a slippery memory. We'll call it a slippery memory. God, what was I going to explain? Maybe I'll remember by the time we get to the next place. Honestly, I still don't remember what I was going to talk about. Oh dear, it came into my head and then immediately vanished. Good job, me. Alright, in Costa del Sol, we're going to board the Rotano Privateer. And we want to go to the Stern Castle for this one. This fish is available all day. And it is available during rain. I'm seeing rain and showers as the 2 weather events where it is available. We can catch it with Northern Krill. Oh yeah, there's a lot of post-game fish in this spot, isn't there? Oh my gosh, duh. The thing I was going to talk about is the website I'm staring at to help out. So yeah, especially for post-game fishing, fishing gets kind of really difficult with all the conditions that are on fish. Like, fish have a lot of conditions on them on when you're able to actually catch them. So, I highly recommend using a website known as Carbuncle Plushie. I'll just go ahead and spell out the website. I'll hopefully remember to put it in the description as well. But ff14fish.carbuncleplushie.com. Very, very, very good website by one of the players of the game, Carbuncle Plushie, who... it's basically a fish tracker app. It will tell you what fish are currently available in-game and what bait you need to catch them. It is an unbelievably helpful website. I've probably talked about it in the past. I use it in conjunction with FF14 Angler. I use both of them together. They're both really good websites, but the fish tracker is fantastic. Thank you so much, Carbuncle Plushie, for your work. Yeah, no, it's really helpful for sorting out what fish are available and when they're available. Alright, that's not what I was looking for, but I'll take a shell. Mark that off as done. And let's keep going. Shell. What's Shell's favored everything? Got another fish. What do we got while I'm pulling up Shell? Rock lobster. Alright. So, let's see. Shell likes Northern Krill. That's its favorite bait. Fair enough. About a 20% drop rate, it looks like. There we go. Caught the little thalaus. That is the fish I was looking for here. Now on to the next location, which is also going to be here in Eastern Lenosia. And since we can fly, we can skip the ferry. And also skip the ferry back to shore. Let's see. We are going to be heading over to Raincatcher Gully. I think it's going to be that fishing hole right there. So let's set a flag so I can get to it more easily on the map. That's something I've been making use of a lot more recently. I started doing treasure map runs with my friends. I accidentally got together like an informal free company on complete accident. It's like 52 bodies and growing. It's very, very active, and we've been doing like treasure map run nights just because you can get a lot of profit out of those. And map flags have been a very useful feature for that. Just marking where on the map you want to go or where your treasure map is bringing you, and then, well, it's on the map, so you can just fly directly to it. Very, very helpful. Okay, let's see. For this fish, it wants a spinner for its bait, according to Carbuncle Plushie. Spinner. Do I not have a spinner yet? No, I have a spinner. Perfect. Alright, mark off everything else as we don't want it. And this fish we're looking for, what we could have gotten earlier, it's not a post-game fish, but it is weather restricted. It is available all day during rain and showers. There we go, caught ourselves a Thunderbolt Sculpin, marking that off our list. Okay, we still have a few more fish that are on a timer, so I'm going to keep rushing off. Eventually we'll be able to take a moment to slow down and grab any other fish that aren't on a timer. I just want to make sure we get the timer fish ASAP, since they're on, as I said, a timer. Alright, crap, we're heading out to Western Lenosia next. Here's something that's really fun. You can skip paying the fee to get to the Isles of Umbra. After you go there for the main story, it costs about 40 gil to get to and from the Isles of Umbra. Now that we have flights, we can just skip all that and fly there. Very, very lovely. Alright, so we are looking for Isles of Umbra South Shore. That's going to be... Okay, that's what I thought. It's not at the ship graveyard, but it's at the spot to the west of the ship graveyard. Alright, we are looking for one fish here. We need to mooch. We're going to start with a steel jig. And hopefully catch a full moon sardine. This one is available from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so about half of the Eorzean day. Very nice. Alright, disable everything except for the full moon sardine. Use patience, and let's go. There we go, that took long enough. Got a coelacanth over here at the South Shore. Okay, one more fish that is on our timer list, so I'm going to rush off to get that. That's actually going to be up in Mordona, so let's see. Looks like it needs the catafly larva, and it can be found at North Silver Tier. And it's going to be available from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. Eorzean time, so quite a wide open window. Not a big issue, don't really need to worry too much about finding the time to catch it, but... Catafly larva, there you are. Alright, let's land. Let's pull out our catafly larva. Make sure we are set to release everything that isn't this, and let's begin. Alright, finally caught it. The Heliobatis apparently only has like a 5% drop rate, even with the with its favorite bait, which is the catafly larva, so that took a bit. Okay, next timed fish becomes available in about 5 minutes in Outer Lenosia, so I'm thinking I'm gonna head to Lenosia to be ready for that, and we'll catch other fish while we're waiting. Alright, made my way over to Camp Overlook in Outer Lenosia, up at the far northernmost reaches. We're going to go ahead and pull out a freshwater boilie here. This fish doesn't have any particular restrictions, but we do need to catch it through mooching. Specifically, we need to mooch the silverfish, which we can catch most easily with freshwater boilies. Should be like a 30% catch rate for silverfish, 30 to 40% with freshwater boilies. But that is not a freshwater boilie. Also forgot to use patience. Oops. That is not a silverfish, rather. My goodness. My brain's off in the mornings, it seems. Alright, I'm not having luck. For some reason, it just doesn't want to let me catch any big silverfish to actually mooch. That's the only issue I'm running into there, is I just can't find silverfish to mooch. So we'll come back to that in a minute once we've caught the other fish, which is available from 4 to 9 a.m. Eorzean time, so I probably should have gotten going a little bit sooner than that, but oh well. This one looks like it wants spinnerbaits. And I believe we're fishing for it right around here? Yeah, up here. So, let's see. Do I have spinnerbaits? I do! When did I get spinnerbait? I don't remember. Alright, well, no matter. Where's the fishing spot? Where's the... Oh, God. It should be in this canyon, yes? Oh, crap. Yes, it should be in the canyon. No. Oh, nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. Found it. Okay, ignore everything. We're not mooching for this one, so let's just go for it. But yeah, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., no other restrictions. And caught it right away. Nice. Got the giant donko. Alright. That means we have no other timed fish for a little bit, and I almost have enough stacks of my... Oh god, what's it called? Angler's art for catching big fish. I almost have enough to get free mooching on any fish I want. Well, any regular size fish, rather. So I'm going to go back and see if I can't catch that fish back at Camp Overlook. There we go. Goodness, that took far too long. Caught a giant catfish and got the I caught that achievement. Since we're about to head out of the area and we'll lose those stacks anyway, I'll just use Thaliak's favor and get our GP back. And we still got 4 minutes before the next timed fish spawn, so I'm going to head off to the Oakwood in Upper. Alright, at the Oakwood over in Upper Lenosia, just next to Memorune's trading post. We're going to be using the spinnerbait, and we're looking to mooch. We want to use common sculpin for our mooching. So, let's get to work. Oh, that's not, that might be the fish I'm looking for. It might not be. It might actually be a much bigger fish than I'm looking for. I forget if this one's triple or... 2. Okay, no, that's the one I was looking for. We caught the quarrelfish. Oh, that did me a little bit of a panic. But I think that was the first attempt at fishing where we caught it. Nice. Okay, 2 minutes to the next fish. I think that's everything available in Upper Lenosia for the time being. So, where to next? Our next fish is going to be in Mordona, so let's just head to Mordona. Alright, down here in the Tangle, we are going to be wanting to use the Rainbow Spoon Lure. Looks like there's no mooching for this one, so we're just gonna go ahead and fish. This one is available all day during gloom weather, and it should be starting now. Yeah, I don't know how people cracked it, but people have completely cracked how the weather system in this game works, so you can predict the weather as far in advance as you like. It's really useful for fishing. It's really useful for fishing. Oh my goodness. There we go, caught ourselves a cadaver carp. Perfect timing because the next fish just opened up over at Cape Westwind. Okay, flying on up to Cape Westwind. This is going to be an interesting fish. It is available from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eorzean time. And we're going to start with the lugworm, and we're going to be doing a lot of mooching. Let's see. We're going to be mooching from lugworm into Merlthur Goby, into the Wahoo, and from that into what we're trying to catch. Have fun! We may be here a little bit. We're gonna be doing a lot of mooching. This is gonna be fun. Oh my god, are we gonna get it first try? We might actually get it first try. Holy crap. That is so satisfying. That is so satisfying. Thank you, game. Thank you. Praise RNGesus. We're saved. Okay, now just give me that triple exclamation mark. Betrayal. Oh god. Oops. You have thinned the population of this fish in this area enough to lure forth a rare species which normally remains hidden. There are several types of these timid wavekin in waters, sands, and skies across Eorzea. Yeah, so we just got something called Fisher's Intuition. Did not mean to do that. This is for fish that we're not quite at a high enough ability to catch yet. We need to have a much better equipment before we can start catching those fish, I believe. But that's funny. We'll go over Fisher's Intuition more when it's time to actually make use of that. But basically, if you meet certain conditions while fishing at a spot for long enough, it will unlock even rarer fish, which, yeah, we don't have the equipment to be able to catch those yet, so fun. Also, yeah, we only have like 3 minutes left in this fishing window. It's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eorzean time during clear, fair skies. That window's almost closed and I still haven't caught it. Not only have I not caught this fish, but there's another fishing window that opened elsewhere that closes at the same times that this one does, so that's 2 fish I'm not able to catch today because of bad luck. Alright, well, oh well, I did my best. And I should probably extract some materia soon because a lot of my fishing equipment is ready for a Spirit Bond extract. Oh! 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 This might be it. Nope, that was actually the Fisher's Intuition fish because I cast my line before Intuition wore off, so yay, we hooked it, but we don't have high enough stats to catch it. Yeah, like I said. Alright, well, fishing window closed. I did my best, but just didn't get lucky with this one this time. We'll come back and try again. Next window's not for another nearly an hour, though, so yeah. I'm probably gonna have to do the fishing in 2 parts because I've been going for about approaching an hour and a half, and I've caught most of the fish. Some of the fish I'm looking for. Most of the timed fish are done now, so I'll probably have to do another run eventually, soon, in order to catch the rest. But for now, let's say that's good for the timed fish. We'll go grab some regular fish, and then we'll come back for the timed fish to finish it off. All right, next fishing hole we're going to go to in our chain of non-timed fish that we're going for is going to be Blue Fog up here in North Thanolin. We're going to want to start with spinnerbait, I believe, and we are looking to mooch a common sculpin into a bigger fish. So let's see what we catch. Okay, looks like I may have caught the fish I was looking for. We caught ourselves an alligator garfish. There we go. Alright, next one is going to take us nearby. Going to the other fishing hole here in North Thanolin. We're going up to the cerulean field. Let's find a nice place to set down. And let me check the bait for this one. We want to mooch from a goldfish, and we can get goldfish from mooching silverfish, and we can get silverfish from, looks like honeyworms are going to be the best bet for this area. Let's pull out those honeyworms. Oh, 148, perfect. And let's get fishing. So, silverfish into goldfish into something else. Let's see what pops up. All right, think I just caught it first try. Nice. Got a Woots knifefish, and that should be everything in North Thanolin for the time being. We still got a lot of fish to go. Let's see. We still have about 22. We still have 22 fish to catch. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. Most of those are going to be, of course, untimed fish, so it won't be the biggest issue, but yeah, I'm going to take a break, and I'll come back to this another day. I've spent a good chunk of time doing fishing, so yeah. Rest of the fishing will still be in this episode. I'm just gonna go take a break personally on my own time. All right, be back shortly for the rest. All right, I am back. It is the next day, and it is time to do some more fishing. We are up here in East Shroud in the Sylphlins, over at the Sylphlins fishing hole. And here we're going to be using spinner. And let's see, what do we need to catch? Looks like we're going to be catching a common sculpin in order to mooch into our next fish. So let's get going. All right, there we are. Caught the mushroom crab on our very first attempt. Excellent. Oh, crap. I forgot to actually mention what that one's spawn conditions are. Hang on. For the mushroom crab, it is all day during, looks like fog and clouds is when it's available. All right, the next timed fish aren't going to be available today for another 43 minutes, so we've got some time. Let's see, what else can we catch? Nothing else in the East Shroud for now. So I'll take a look around and see what I can find, and I'll meet you wherever we're going. Alright, flying up into the North Shroud. Up to the Proud Creek area. Is this a fishing spot? This, I think, yeah. We're going to be using the streamer as our bait. And is there any? No, there is no mooching here, so we can just go right into fishing. Alright, caught the pirarucu that we were looking for. Nice. There is one more fish in North Shroud I want to grab, and that's going to be over nearby at the Lake Tahotal fishing spot. And it looks like this one we need a mooch off of a goldfish. Oh, goody. What's the goldfish require? Let me check that mooch chain. Okay, so we catch it with a goldfish, and we catch goldfish with silverfish, and we catch silverfish with honeyworms. At this spot, they like honeyworms. Okay, where are those honeyworms? Over here. Let's get mooching. There we go, caught ourselves the bowfin, which is the other fish I was looking for up here in the shroud for now. There's a couple more fish we can catch in the shroud, but one of them's a timed fish and the other one's in the same area as the timed fish, so I'll save that. So next up, I've made my way over to South Thanalin's Sigoli Dunes, way out in the southeast corner of the desert. And we're going to be using a sand leech here to try and try to catch a storm rider that we can then mooch to catch our next fish. There we are, caught ourselves a caravan eel. Nice. Alright then, with that done, I think next up we're gonna head to the Limsa area, see what we can catch there. Alright, first fish we are going to catch in Lenosia is gonna take us all the way up to Woad Whisper Canyon, where this fish we should have caught way back at the beginning of the game. Like, way back before we even left Limsa for the first time to go check out the rest of the world. We should have caught this way back then. We didn't. It slipped through the cracks on accident. Looks like its best bait's going to be crowfly with about a 34.7% catch rate is what I'm seeing. Release everything else and let's go fishing. And caught it on the first try. Glass perch. Sorry we missed that. That's kind of embarrassing. Now let's go catch a ton of fish over in Western Lenosia because there's a ton of fish over there we can catch right now. Alright, next fish is going to take us over to Aleport over in Western Lenosia, where we're going to be doing a bunch of mooching in a row. We're going to take lugworms, catch Merlthur gobies, from that catch wahoos, and then that, if we can mooch that, we should be able to get the fish we are looking for. There we go, caught ourselves a goosefish. And I have a ton of stacks of angler's art, so I'm going to go immediately make use of that by going on to do another mooch challenge. Let's see. Heading over to the Brewer's Beacon, we'll be able to find our next fish, which we will want to mooch another, we'll want to mooch again, not wahoo this time. Let's see, it is, we want ogre barracuda, and we can catch that with harbor herring. And harbor herring we can catch with, looks like floating minnow actually is the best bait, with an over 80% catch rate. Okay, let's get that floating minnow out. Let's make use of our makeshift bait. Wait, yes, okay. Makeshift bait. Let's get to work. Alright, that wasn't too bad at all. The ogre barracuda is the only fish that will bite the harbor herring, and the gigant octopus is the only thing that will bite the ogre barracuda. So as long as we have guaranteed mooching, we're golden. Alright, next up, let's head over to Swift Perch, where we are going to be using, looks like just northern krill directly, no mooching for this one, in order to catch our next fish. There we go, caught ourselves a halibut, and I think, okay, the next time fish is up in 6 minutes. That's just close enough that I don't feel fully comfortable trying for any other fish, because it's the Titanic sawfish again, which we spent the entire window earlier today on, yesterday for me, earlier in this episode for y'all. And we didn't get a single bite, so I'm gonna want to make sure I have that entire catch window just to be absolutely certain I have a chance. So I'm gonna start making my way over to Cape Wistman right now. Alright, it's about 30 seconds until the fish is available, and we need to do several rounds of mooching from the Merlthur goby into the wahoo and then into the fish we're looking for. So I'm gonna start a little bit early, so that hopefully it'll just give us like one extra round of casting to try and catch this fish. Alright, there's the goby. Now give me a wahoo. You know, I just had a thought. Now that they've changed Mario's voice actor and catchphrase, shouldn't they rename the wahoo to the Wowie Zowie? I'm sorry. I'm not actually sorry. God damn it. And with 33 seconds left in the window, we catch a Titanic sawfish. Oh my god. Why? Why is that so hard to catch? Well, good news is we finally caught it, and the other fish open in this window closes in 16 seconds and is in East Thanalan, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go back to Lenosia and work in there for a bit. The fish in East Thanalan will open up in another hour. Alright, I'm back. I got distracted by something. Oops. Something came up and I got distracted for 20 minutes. Alright, let's see. So, here at the Reaver Hide back in Western Lenosia, there's one fish we can catch, and we need a mooch off of a wahoo. Let me pull up that list. I should have had that up already. Let's see, for this one, what does the wahoo eat? Obviously, we're going to catch the wahoo from mooching. We always catch the wahoo from mooching, but Merlthur goby, yeah, that makes sense. And we can get that, ooh, 50% catch rate's the best I'm seeing? Yeah, a lot of baits with 50% catch rate, but no better than 50%. So let's go with a rat tail. I have a lot of them. It's slightly over 50% catch rate. That might work. Oh, right. Fix that, and now we'll go. Alright, caught the Denixis. Awesome. That's another fish down, and we've got a good 6 Angler's Arts. So let's go make use of that with more mooching. Looks like we've got 2 fish we can catch at the ship graveyard, both coming off of wahoos. Wahoo is a really popular fish to use as bait to catch bigger fish. I guess it's just really tasty. I guess the big fish just really, really like wahoos. Okay, I got very lost flying out of there. I blame the fog. Alright, let's head over to the Isles of Umbra so we can head over to the ship graveyard. Let's see, wahoos in this area are going to probably be biting Merlthur gobies. Yeah, Merlthur gobies, and those, do have guaranteed catches with lugworms over here. Nice. Okay, that'll make it a lot easier. Shouldn't be too long until we catch both of the fish we're looking for, which, let's see. One of them has a 76.6% catch rate off of wahoos. The other one has a 23.4% catch rate off of wahoos, but a 53.2% catch rate off of the first fish. So I could possibly hypothetically chain both fish together, which would be funny. Wait, shit, lugworms, lugworms, lugworms. There we go. Got it? Yes. Now go. Alright, one of the fish is hooked. Let's see which one we catch. I kind of hope it's the more common one, because we can chain them together, and we do have makeshift bait up. Yes, there we go, got the giant squid. We can mooch that to probably catch the other one. Come to me, fishy. Get in my pockets. Nope, crap. Nope, that we didn't. I know which one we hooked to. Lovely. I wanted to hook this fish. We hooked this fish. That sucks. Alright, let's keep trying. Okay, I think we caught it here. Give me the Megalodon. There we go. Awesome. Alright, that is all the fish in Western Lenosia for now, so let's head on to Eastern next. Alright, for the next fish, we're over here at Red Mantis Falls in Eastern Lenosia. We're going to be using honeyworms, and we're going to be doing more chained mooching. We're going to try to catch silverfish, to chain into goldfish, to chain into the fish we want. And with the honeyworm, let's see. Honeyworm is our best bet with about a 51% catch rate on the first fish in the chain, on the silverfish. So let's see if we can get it. The next timed fish we're looking for... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. We caught it, but it wasn't moochable. Next one we're looking for is in 10 minutes. And let's see, how long will that one be up? It'll be up for 14 minutes total, so... Hopefully we catch this fish within that time limit. Before the 10 minutes are up and the next fish spawns, but we'll see. Though, if we do catch a moochable silverfish, that'll basically guarantee we catch the fish we want. As long as the mooches continue to be, mooches. Alright, come on. I'm only getting double exclamation marks, and the silverfish is a single, so I'm skipping to save time, but might be worth at least catching to see if I can get the angler's art. Alright, I believe we have now caught our jungle catfish. There we are. There's one more fish in Lenosia we can catch, but we're close enough to the timed fish spawning that I want to go beyond the ball for that, so on to Thanolin. Alright, over here in Eastern Thanolin, we are approaching the fishing hole at the Burning Wall. We have 2 fish here we can catch. One has no restrictions, but is very, very rare. You catch it with a topwater frog. I'm going to be going for that one while waiting for the other fish to spawn. As for the timed fish that we're looking for, it appears from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eorzean time during clear or fair skies. We can catch it with caddisfly larvae. Let's see, what other info is there? So the one I'm going for right now, the one that has no restrictions and you catch with a topwater frog, has a 4% catch rate. It is definitely a rare fish, so we're gonna take a lot of luck to find it. The other one has about a 7.5 to 8% catch rate is what I saw, but I'm not sure if that catch rate accounts for the spawning conditions or not. It might be higher than that just due to the fact that not everyone who's reporting data is going to be fishing during the correct fishing conditions. Okay, caught the sun disc. That was way easier than the Titanic sawfish, even though the Titanic sawfish apparently has a higher catch rate. I don't understand. Alright, now that I have that, the next and final timed fish for this set isn't available for another 4 or 5 hours for me, so I'm gonna work on everything else now. Starting with that really rare 4% fish in this hole. Okay, that didn't actually take nearly as long as I feared it might. Caught the Gigantpole, which is a fish that is actually a minion. Let's go ahead and add that to our minions. Where are you? Minion? Gigantpole? Where has it gone? Gigantpole? I didn't somehow release it, did I? It's in the second page of my inventory. I'm on the 4th page. Oh my god. What? That was me being stupid. We got a Gigantpole. Lovely. New minion. Let me mark off that we have that. And on to our next fishing hole. I think that is everything in Thanolin now. Yes, it is. Okay, so next up, let's go to, well, let's say Limsa. We've got another one in Lower Lenosia. Alright, last fish in Lenosia for now is going to be at the Salt Strand. We can catch it with the Yumizuno. And this one's actually going to be a bit more common than the Gigant. Oh my god, brain. Why is my brain not working? I've been fishing too long. Nothing is working anymore. The Gigantpole. That's what it's called. It's more common than the Gigantpole. It is 13% drop rate is what I'm seeing on the Yumizuno. Alright, looks like it's on the hook. Excellent. Come to me, my fish. And you may be able to guess by comparisons I've been making to other fish, Tiny Tortoise is going to be another minion. So let's go ahead and not forget which page is page 2 this time. Get the tiny tortoise minion. Mark it off of my checklist, and let's see where we're going next. I think we're done with everything except for South Shroud, which has a tine fish. Mordona has 1, and Kurthus has 2. Let's go do Mordona and then Kurthus. My mistake, we actually have 2 in Mordona and 2 in Kurthus. Alright, our first fish is going to be up here at the Northern Shards. And we're going to want to use honeyworms, and we're doing multi-mooches again. We're going to go silverfish into goldfish into, hopefully, the fish we're looking for. Oh, I should have used patience. Oh well. I'll give it a moment to get my GP back, and then I'll use patience. Alright, caught the oh no. It's not a hard word. It's not a hard word. Come on me. Marina Beligi. God. I don't know why I'm like this. I hate it. I hate that I'm so bad at this. Okay. One more fish in Mordona, and that's going to take us out to Rathafrost. Alright, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. The fish we're catching here. Can you guess how we're gonna catch it? We're gonna mooch off of a goldfish, which we get from a silverfish, which we get from, once again, honeyworms. I respect the consistency, at least, between all these different fishing holes. There we go, caught ourselves the pox pike. About a 50% chance of catching this off a goldfish, the other 50% is assassin beta. Alright, crap, this isn't ideal. I can't turn those, it's not gonna be really worth it to turn those angler stacks into, more GP, because my GP is basically full, but I'm not gonna be able to carry the stacks over into Kurthus. Alright, well, off to Kurthus. 2 more fish there. Alright, the first fishing hole we're going to here in Kurthus is Witch Drop over by Nadalin, where, let's see, we are going to want to use freshwater boilies, which have about a 2/3 catch rate, for cloud cutters, which we will then mooch into the fish we are looking for, which has a 20% catch rate off of, is that right? No. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong fish. I'm looking at a fish from a later patch, which we do not have the skills to get yet. Correction. We're going for one that we get off a saucerfish. Saucerfish is a guaranteed catch of what we're looking for. And for the saucerfish, we catch it off of a cloud cutter. Okay, so we are still going for cloud cutter, but we're going cloud cutter into saucerfish. Got it. Did not mean to do that. Alright then, let's hope we get lucky. Okay, unless something goes horribly wrong, we have now caught the fish we are looking for here. After this, the next fish will be over at the Nail, and it's going to be more mooching, so once we catch it, any moment now, come on fish. There you are. Once we've pulled that up, I'll go start getting ready. And just preemptively while we're pulling that up, let's see, what fish do we need? Alright, caught the Ramphorhynchus. Alright, I'll finish pulling up that info while I'm heading over. One more fish in Kurthus. Alright, made it over to the nail fishing hole. Off to the west near... Oh my god. White Brim Front. I got it. I got it. I just... Brain's having a time. Listen, I've been fishing for about 3 hours. Okay, so for this one, we can catch it from mooching either off of a striped goby or an Abelathian smelt. Though it's more common off the Abelathian smelt. Oh, I used the wrong bait. Shoot. But both of those can be caught using the Searfit basket. In fact, you're basically guaranteed to either have a striped goby or Abelathian smelt off of a Searfit basket. So, you know, I think that might be the best bait to go with. But hey, even with the wrong bait, we still caught an Abelathian smelt. Is freshwater boilie? Okay, freshwater boilie's about just under 60% chance of catching one or the other. So it's not the worst. Not the worst bait, but the Searfit basket is objectively better. Let's see, is it a 2? It is a 2 exclamation mark pull, so this could be it, though it's only like a 25% catch rate off the Abelathian smelt. And that's the better option. Dang it. Okay, I'll be back once I have caught this fish. Okay, caught the Emperor fish. Excellent. Let's go ahead and dump those stacks into Thaliak's favor then to speed up our recovery, and then last 2 fish are the tined fish and then another fish, both in South Shroud, so off I go. Alright, next fish we're going for is here at Earth's Gift up in the South Shroud. We're going to want to use a streamer for this one. No mooching this time around. And this one is going to have a... What's the drop rate off the streamer? Looks like 15%, so not ideal, but not the worst. We may be here a little bit, but it's fine. We can also catch it on the very first try. Okay, sure, we caught the Takitaro. Awesome. Still like 3-ish, 4-ish, 3.5 hours until... Oh, didn't mean to cast again. Trying to pull out my mount. But yeah, like 3.5-ish hours until the last fish spawns. So I'm going to go take a break and we'll be back for that. We're back once again for the last fish for patch 2.0. Any fish after this was added in later patches, so we're not going to be going for them quite yet. We're just going for the ones that were available when A Realm Reborn initially came out. It'll be available in about 26 seconds, it looks like, judging from the timer on Carbuncle Plushie's website. Conditions for this one, it is available all day at Roots Lake in South Shroud, but only during thunder or thunderstorms. So you can guess what weather is about to happen in a few moments. 8 seconds, and then we can start casting. Looks like for this one, it is caught with Catafly larva. It is 2 exclamation marks, and there is no mooching. Alright, it should be available, even though it's not technically thundering yet, but it will be in now. There it is. Alright, come on, last fish. There we go, that is the last fish available at present in patch 2.0 of A Realm Reborn. Which means all that's left now that we got the Judgment Staff is to head on and do the level 50 star crafting. So I will meet you back in, let's say, Gridania for that. Alright, we are back and it is time for the level 50 star crafting, the last portion of this episode for today. We're going to be taking care of any catch-up crafting that we weren't able to do before we got to the post-game, as well as taking care of the level 50 single star crafts, which form the beginning of the tiers of post-game crafting in A Realm Reborn. Or rather, we would be doing the crafting if I hadn't already done it off screen. Let me tell you, shit happened. I tried to record the crafting on the tail end of the 3 hours of recording for the fishing, where we did all but the last fish. And I had not eaten. I had not had any water. This was a mistake. I was not feeling well. It was absolute chaos in a way that would be hilarious, and I would love to leave it in, if not for the fact that it's completely incomprehensible. So we're gonna try this again. I didn't go out and like get all the materials I need for crafting again. But I do have all the notes, and I can go over what you need and where you can get everything. And I can go over what we did end up crafting, so it's not all a disaster, just somewhat. It's fine, everything's fine. Alright, so some notes as we are getting started. First off, there's a couple of items that we need to get from relatively special occasions. Going to your personal grand company, you can go to the materials page here, on the very bottom menu here, and you're going to want to buy 18 potash for 200 Grand Company seals each for a total of 3,600 seals. Not too expensive. In addition to picking those up, you are also going to want to spend some elegant tomestones of poetics, which is the poetics. Poetics are the tomestones you start getting as a currency from level 50 and higher content, which is basically supposed to act as a catch-up to help you advance your gear really quickly so you can keep progressing with the main story, so long as you're not on the current expansion. I'll get more into how poetics work later, but for now, one of the things we can use the poetics for is to buy miscellaneous goods. In this case, we're buying a faded copy of Another Round from the vendor here. There are Rowena's representative vendors in Gridania, Ul'dah, and Limsa Lominsa, each of them by their respective Aetheryte plazas. You can also find one of Rowena's representatives up in Mordona, where Rowena is primarily stationed. And here you'll be able to buy a faded copy of Another Round for 500 poetics, which you get from doing, like I said, level 50 or higher duties. So things like the main scenario roulettes, where you do one of Castrum, Meridianum, the Praetorium, or Porta Decumana. You can also do, for example, Wanderer's Palace, I believe. Yeah, Wanderer's Palace and Amtapor Keep will give you those poetics. So yeah, you can get those and grab that faded Orchestrion roll. And that should be all the special things that you need to pick up. Let's head over to where we can find the retainers, and I'm not going to be doing any crafting, so I'm just going to go over the notes as efficiently as I reasonably can, as well as any other notes I need to make note of. Also, I finally caved. So the number of materials I needed for crafting was so immense that I ended up actually paying an extra $2 a month for a third retainer, and I'm going to keep paying that $2 a month for a third retainer, because it is very handy to have that extra space. You can see how full all of my retainers are. Oh god. Anyways, let's see. So, as we are getting started on the crafting, I do want to make note that the crafting logs are going to start getting a lot more difficult in order to do all of the crafting you need to do. For the level 50 single star crafts, you need a craftsmanship of at least 275 or a control of at least 255 in order to do these crafts. And for the quick crafts, it needs to be even higher. 347 craftsmanship or 318 control. It's not too hard to get the base requirements to do the simple crafting on these pure level 50 gear that you get from just the basic crafting logs, as well as your tool that you get for completing your level 50 quest. We get a gathering. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm on my gatherers right now. We get a craftsmanship of 278 and a control of 271, so that meets both of the requirements. Craftsmanship meeting it just by 3 points. It does cut it a little close. But you can also supplement with materia, and with materia you can, if you're really careful about it, you can get your craftsmanship up to that 347 for quick crafting or that 318 control for quick crafting. But you do have to be careful with that materia because you're going to be doing pentamelds basically, so high risk of losing your materia. I have a water bottle next to me so I don't make the same mistake I did earlier. Anyways, we're going to start off our crafting with Going over what you need for the catch-up, anything that we weren't able to do before we got to the post-game. So let's see. Pulling up my notes. We will start out with the crystals. We need 2 fire shards, 100 ice shards, 205 wind shards, 2 earth shards, 203 lightning shards, I want to say? Yeah, lightning shards, 14 water shards, 9 fire crystals, 1 ice crystal, 1 wind crystal, 4 earth crystals, 12 lightning crystals, 6 water crystals, and 2 lightning clusters. For the catch-up, that's all we need to do. For timed nodes, for the post-game timed gathering, from the East Shroud, we can use Botany to get 6 silkworm cocoons. From Kurth's Central Highlands, we can mine up 9 dark steel ore and 3 astral rocks. I showed you how to get the faded copy of Another Round from the Rowena's representatives for 500 poetics. You need 1 of those. From our regular gathering, in Central Shroud, we can use Botany for 3 elm logs. South Shroud, we can use mining for 6 silver ore, 3 effervescent water, Botany for 2 chocobo feathers, and mine 3 black alumine. In Upper Lenosia, we can mine 4 electrum sand. In Western Thanalan, we can use Botany for 3 mocha grass, and mine 6 iron ore. Eastern Thanalan, we can mine 2 alumine. Southern Thanalan, we can mine 2 mithril sand. From enemies, from the Kalongs in the tunnel leading to Earth's Fount in South Shroud, we can get 2 Spoken Blood. From Jumping Jigas in North Shroud's Bramble Patch, we can get 1 Scalekin Blood. By spending our Grand Company seals, we can get 18 Potash. By fighting Garlean Magitech Vanguards, which are found at any of the Garlean bases, especially the one up in Mordona at Castrum Sentry, you can get 1 Garlean Steel Plate and 1 Garlean Steel Joint. Those are fairly rare drops, so it may take a bit, but just fight the Vanguards enough and you will find them. I do specifically recommend the Vanguards in Mordona, as they're the only ones that will drop 1 of those. I think it's the Steel Joints that the ones in Mordona specifically drop. For fighting Ornery Caracools up in Kurthis, south of Camp Dragonhead, you can get 2 Fleece. For fighting Bane Mites in the North Shroud, east of Falgord Float, we get 1 Diorite Sinew. And for fighting Myotrachus Billies and Nannies in Eastern Thanalan by Camp Drybone is 2 Allgoat Skins. Next up, some special drops from special locations. If you go to the Wanderer's Palace, there's a big room which is kind of like maze-like. There's a lot of pathways winding around, and you need to activate 4 levers in order to activate the path forward, and there are very large tonberries wandering around. The northwest chest in that room can give you Urea skins. You need 1 Urea skin. In the Aurum Vale, right before the boss against the coin counter, in the room right before that, a wide open room with some dire mites and other enemies, on the left side of the room as you're approaching the coin counter, there's a chest with mossy horns. You need 2 mossy horns. Just after the coin counter, in the room, the first room after the coin counter, in the right side in the corner, really nestled in the corner, it's really easy to miss. There's a chest that will give you Dodori wings sometimes. You want 2 Dodori wings out of that chest. None of these, any of these chests in dungeons that drop items for crafting, they are not guaranteed to drop the items you need. You may need to do multiple runs to even have a chance at seeing them. But keep trying, they will show up, I promise. Next up, from the Treasure Hunt. From Time-Worn Leather maps, which I believe come from level 40 gathering spots. Time-Worn Goatskin maps, which I want to say come from level 45, but they might be level 50 gathering spots. Or from Unhidden Leather maps, which come out of other Time-Worn maps. They're very, very rare, but you can sometimes get Unhidden Leather maps from a treasure chest from treasure hunting. One of those may have a chance of giving you a faded copy of The Only Path. You need 1 of them. I ended up just buying my copy off the market board. It was far, far easier because those good drops from the treasure maps in A Realm Reborn are way too rare in my opinion. Finally, the last thing before we get to the pre-crafting for the catch-up is something that I cannot do. you need to have player housing, and it's even easier or much more viable, possibly only possible? I actually don't know. It might only be possible with a free company house, but there's a mechanic with housing called airships. If you have access to that, the airship mechanic, Sea of Clouds map 23 can give you a faded copy of A World Apart. You need just one of it. Just buy it off the market board. It's really expensive, but you need to have a player house to have a chance at being able to get it naturally. It's honestly way cheaper to just get it off the market board, and it's hundreds of thousands of gil. I think it was like 150,000 for me, and I think that was on the lower end of prices, maybe? I may have been unlucky. I may have been lucky. I don't know actually what the standard price is. It was over 100,000 gil though for me. Next up, we can get to pre-crafting. As a carpenter, we can make 3 blank grade 1 orchestrion rolls. As a blacksmith or armor, we can make 2 iron ingots. Then a 1-star level 50 craft. As blacksmith or armor, we can make 3 dark steel nuggets. As an armor, we can make 1 iron plate. As a goldsmith, we can make 2 silver ingots. As a leather worker, we can make 2 old goat leather, 1 Uraeus leather, which is at level 43. That is a recipe we had to skip before because we didn't have Uraeus skins. At level 47, we can make 2 Dodori leather, made from those Dodori wings, which we could not make before we got to the Aurum Vale. As a weaver, we can make 1 craft of wool and yarn to get 2 total, 1 undyed woolen cloth, 1-star level 50 craft, silk thread. We want to make 3 crafts of it for 6 total. Then this is where it gets really tough for these catch-ups, unfortunately, because they're going to make us do a level 50 2-star craft, which is, I think, a little on the ridiculous side. But all the way down here, Vanya silk. We want to make 2 Vanya silk, and because it's a 2-star craft, you need 347 craftsmanship. You're going to need a lot of materia, and you may also need food to supplement your craftsmanship further, because those food bonuses can help quite a bit. 2 Vanya silk is what we need. Next up, as an alchemist, we can make 1 enchanted mithril ink and 2 enchanted electrum ink. Once we have done all of that, the list of things that we had not made previously but we can make now are as follows. As armor, 1 Mosshorn Scale Mail, 1 Wind-Up Dullahan, which is a minion, which is already in my minion list. As a goldsmith, 1 Model Vanguard, which is a minion, already in my minion list. 1 Gravel Golem, another minion. As a leather worker, we can make 1 Silver Tricorn, 1 Dodori Doublet. As a weaver, we can make 1 Wind-Up Altgoat, another minion. 1 Wind-Up Kikiern, another minion. Then finally, as alchemists, we can make orchestrion rolls for The Only Path, Another Round, and A World Apart. And that is all of the catch-up that we needed to do. So now that that's done, we can start to move on to the actual level 50 1-star crafts. Before we get to that, a few things that popped up while I was doing this. I made that Culinarian 3, gives me the Master Culinarian's ring. I made that Leather Worker 3, gives me the Master Leather Worker's ring. And the Orchestrion rolls gave me Leader of the Band 2, the Ultima Orchestrion roll. Ooh, do let me mark that off on my list. Ultima, that should be the boss theme for, well, the Ultima weapon. Let me see, where is that on? There it is, Ultima. Okay. What's next? We've got the rings, the leader of the band. I've talked to you about the minimum stats you need for this crafting. Okay, let's move on to the level 50 1-star crafts. There are 4 recipes in the level 50 1-star crafts that I have not included the materials for in this list. That is because they are used for crafting they are used as intermediate ingredients for later crafts. We don't need them yet, so I did not want to just get materials to make these and then have them laying around in my inventory and not really using them yet. So we are going to skip dark steel rings under armor, We're going to skip Astral Eye, which is under Goldsmith. We're going to skip Quarrel Fur, which is under Leatherworker. And we're going to skip Jute Yarn, which is under Weaver. Those are the 4 recipes we're skipping under level 50 1-star. We're making the rest of them. All right then, next up, level 50 1-star. One last thing before we get to that is I do want to show off what exactly we are making, because it is actually really, really cool. I do want to show this off. So you may notice as we're scrolling through the Weaver's level 50 1-star crafts, there's job gear in here. There is job gear specifically for the crafters and gatherers. And then also, if we look carefully, there's also some like actual combat gear as well. That's all item level 55, but we have item level 90 body gear. I think as Goldsmith, we also end up making item level 55 jewelry, which is good because that is an actual genuine upgrade over what we have right now. And I will be equipping that. But the big important thing that we are getting out of the crafting this time around is the level 50, the item level 55 crafter gear. And I want to show off how that looks real quick. Before we do that, I have just been reminded by looking at this menu that I also wanted to show off how repairing works. Let's see, I have grade 5 dark matter. So if you have the proper tier of dark matter, I have grade 5, which you need for items up to item level 50, or up to level 50 in general. If you have the appropriate dark matter, which you can get from various sources, just general merchants sometimes have it. I think you can get it from a shop at the Waking Sands. I think you can get it by spending Grand Company seals. But anyways, as long as you have the right tier of dark matter, grade 5 for up to level 50, you can actually do your own repairs. You need to have the appropriate tier of dark matter. You also need to have the appropriate crafter class at the appropriate level. So for example, the rosewood spinning wheel you can see in the bottom right menu, or in the main menu in the middle, where it says class, you can see it says carpenter, the carpenter icon in level 35. You need to have the right crafter class at the right level, and you need to have the right type of dark matter in order to do your own repairs. But if you do your own repairs, something special happens. The condition of your gear can go above 100%. I just think that's neat. I think that's really neat. You can do your own repairs for free, and it will be repaired beyond 100%, so it'll last longer until you need to repair it again. I think that's awesome. Anyways, let's show off what we actually end up crafting for the level 55 gear. This is the Weaver outfit. Let's jump up and check out Carpenter. And we can also see our base stats jump up to 312 Craftsmanship and 307 Control, which, let me see. In order to be able to quick craft everything at level 50 1-star, we need 347 Craftsmanship, so we're about 35 away on that front. And 318 Control, so we're only 11 away on that front. That's not bad. That's actually really easy to hit with Materia, so that's exciting. Anyway, so this is Carpenter. Here's Blacksmith. Next up is Armorer. Goldsmith is next. Oh, and I do want to take off, because this is job gear, I'm going to take off the glamour plate links as well, just so we can keep the really good aesthetic. Alright, so next up, we're going to take a look at Leatherworker. Beautiful. Next up is Weaver. Crap, did it accidentally? It did not apply it. Okay, that's good, actually. I'm kind of surprised it didn't apply the glamour plate link. Oh, I might actually have the glamour plate empty right now. That would make sense. Next up is Alchemist. That's a pretty good look for Alchemist. And finally, we have Culinarian. And then, of course, we can't forget to take a look at our Gatherers. First up, we're going to look at Miner. That is a Miner look. That looks really good. Then we have Botanist. And finally, we have Fisher. Yeah, these are really good looks. I do really like these looks. I might end up making glamour plates again for crafters and gatherers, but for now, I do really like the job gear looks. Okay, I've shown that off. I wanted to be sure that I showed off what we're actually making because there's some real good looks in here and it's a huge upgrade to our stats. So very, very worth it. So now let's get on to the actual crafting. So let's see. In terms of crystals, we need 119 fire shards, 35 ice shards, 127 wind shards, 62 earth shards, 469 lightning shards, 144 water shards, 217 fire crystals, 56 ice crystals, 343 wind crystals, 375 earth crystals, 223 lightning crystals, 34 water crystals, and 1 water cluster. And that should be enough to do all the level 50 1-star crafting that we intend to do today. So let's start going through the supplies. First off, timed nodes. From the East Shroud, we can use Botany for 1 Trillium bulb. We can get 2 Trillium and 70 silkworm cocoons. In Eastern Lenosia, we can use our Botany for 1 honey lemon and 3 Zamail tomatoes. Eastern Thanalin, we can mine for 6 gold sand and 99 gold ore. In Lower Lenosia, timed fishing, we can get 1 mahi mahi. That's going to be down at Oshan's Torch, I believe. Kurthis Central Highlands, we can use Botany for 1 vampire plant, 1 Thavnarian mistletoe, 33 spruce logs, mine for 141 dark steel ore, and mine for 1 astral rock. For general fishing, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and switch gears over to a different page on Teamcraft. That will mix in the fishing a little bit better with the rest of the things we're gathering. In Eastern Lenosia, we can fish up 1 white lip oyster, 3 silver sharks, 1 finger shrimp, and use Botany for 1 midland basil. We can hunt grass raptors up by Wineport for 3 raptor skins and 11 raptor sinew, and fight buffaloes down by Costa del Sol for 2 night milk. Lower Lenosia's next. We can fish for 1 rothlet oyster, 1 razor clam, and use Botany for 8 cinderfoot olives. And we can hunt bats up in the mines to the northwest corner of Lower Lenosia for 1 bat wing. Let's see, next up. Middle Lenosia, we can use our Botany for 4 sunset wheat, 1 straw, and 1 Lenosian lettuce. In Upper Lenosia, we can use our Botany for 1 Roland berry, and 1 chamomile, and then mine for 3 raw turquoise and 32 electrum ore. We can also purchase from the junkmongers in the area 1 blunt aeolian scimitar, though I believe you can also get one of those from treasure chests in the Wanderer's Palace. Next up, from any of the shops, or from the tradecraft shops in the major city-states, you can buy 2 mineral water and 1 buffalo milk. I think we're heading to Thanalin next. In Western Thanalin, you can fish up 3 hammerhead sharks, 1 brass loach, mine up 1 zinc ore, use Botany for 2 wild onions, then mine up 16 iron ore, 35 copper ore, and 4 cinnabar. Next up, in Central Thanalin, we can mine up 54 rock salt. In Northern Thanalin, we can mine up 32 cobalt ore and 6 basilisk eggs. In Southern Thanalin, we can mine up 2 silex, 3 mithril ore, and use Botany for 2 desert saffron. In Eastern Thanalin, we can mine up 1 raw rubellite and 10 alumine, and then hunt golden fleece for 50 snurble tufts, and fight Myotrachus billies and nannies by Camp Drybone for 2 all-goat horns. Next up's going to be the Shroud. In South Shroud, we can mine up 18 silver ore, 1 raw tourmaline, use Botany for 3 oak logs and 4 flax, mine up 87 effervescent water, as well as mine up 75 black alumine, then use Botany for 2 chocobo feathers and 1 blood currant. Then we can do some hunting on the path to Earth's Fount in the tunnel that leads to Earth's Fount. we can fight the columns in the area for 2 spoken blood. Then we can fight the boars, the wild boars in Earthfound for 10 boar hides. And finally fight Ked Traps between Buscaron Struthers and Quarry Mill for 1 blue land trap leaf. In the East Shroud, we can use Botany for 3 rosewood logs, 1 rosewood branch, and 1 Galago mint. In Central Shroud, we can use Botany for 8 latex, 2 cotton bull, and 1 carnation. In North Shroud, we can fight Bane Mites for 2 Dynamite Web. In Mordona, we can fight Hippogriffs, which can be found to the east of Remnant's Toll, up by the Singing Shards. The big, crater area to the north of the Sons of St. Coinoc and Coinoc's Find. We can fight Hippogriffs in that area for 62 Hippogriff skins and 6 Hippogriff sinew. And finally, in Kurthis, to the south of Camp Dragonhead, we can fight Ornery Caracals for 188 fleece. Okay. Almost time for the pre-crafts. For some reason, the step-by-step menu for Teamcraft does not include Ochus on the list for whatever reason, but we can fight Ochus over in East Shroud, up in the Sylphlands, north of Little Solace. Fight Ochus for 1 Ochu Vine. And then we have the loot from dungeons and treasure maps. Okay, Urea skins. I mentioned where to find them earlier. We need 6 more of them from Wanderer's Palace. Pinprick Pebble we can get from treasure chests in the Wanderer's Palace. We need 1 of them. We can get 4 Dodori wings from Aurum Vale. I mentioned where the chest is earlier in the first room after the coin counter. 4 Dodori wings in total. From the Wanderer's Palace, there are various chests in there, and from those various chests, we can get 1 Bloody Lance Head, 1 Bloody Knife Blades, 2 Bloody Grimoire Bindings, 1 Bloody Cesti Covers, 1 Bloody Bow Rim, and 1 Bloody Bardiche Head. All of these items that you get from treasure coffers in dungeons are completely random. There's a good chance that they won't appear at all. There's a good chance that some of them might appear. Alright, last few items are going to come from treasure chests from the treasure hunt. Polarized glass, we need 3 of it. It comes from Unhidden Leather maps. As I mentioned earlier, Unhidden Leather maps are a rare drop from other treasure maps. I was never able to find a single Unhidden Leather map in the preparation for this episode, so I just went ahead and bought these off the market board. They were about 20k gil each for me. Not too expensive, but more than I usually like to spend. But it's worth it, I think. I don't think it's worth doing doing treasure maps every single day, trying to find a rare map that then rarely drops the polarized glass. It's a lot to ask, I think. So I'd say buy it off the market board. We also need 3 chinchilla hides, which come from either Time-Worn Pisces skin maps or Unhidden Leather maps. Time-Worn Pisces skin maps are the hardest treasure maps in A Realm Reborn, and they come from level 50 gathering spots. You can go for this one if you want. I recommend having a party of friends. The more people you have doing a map, the more rewards you will get in general, so the more likely you are to get chinchilla hides. And the Pisces skin maps kind of recommend you have a party anyway, unless you have friends who are way past A Realm Reborn levels, in which case one level 90 friend can crush a map easily. I went ahead and just bought the chinchilla hides off the market board though, they're really cheap. And finally, Hell. This last one is the most annoying item to get for A Realm Reborn's crafting. I've only found 3 of it, and 2 of those were pure luck because I happen to have really good friends. You need 19 in total if you want to do all of the crafting, for specifically for Weaver and Leatherworker make use of it, but it's only used for glamour items. It's not any armor that actually provides armor. It's just for glamour purposes. It's for making yourself look good. It's for costumes effectively. So this is completely optional, but 19 Mariner Cotton Cloth. This is a very annoying drop. There are 3 ways to get it: Time-Worn Boarskin maps, Unhidden Leather maps, or off the market board. On the market board, it is 80,000 gil per Mariner Cotton Cloth. You need 19 of them. Let me do the math real quick. 80,000 times 19. That's 1.5 million gil. Let me correct something. I said it costs 80,000 per on the market board. That's in the best case scenario. Usually it's more like 100,000. So it's more like 1.9 million gil. it's expensive. I could hypothetically buy it all off the market board. I have just about enough money to do that, but I would have no money afterwards. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, yeah. So market board, really, really expensive option, but you can do that if you really want to. So let's talk about the map options. Unhidden leather maps, as I mentioned, are very rare. I have yet to get even one. But if you can get an unhidden leather map, it is a rare drop from those. You can also find it from time-worn boreskin maps. So treasure maps, you can only get one every 18 hours or so from the oh, hang on. I've been AFK long enough talking about things. So yeah, you can get one treasure map per day. Time-worn boreskin maps come from level 50 gathering spots. You can get one per 18 hours specifically. Or you can buy them off the market board, one at a time. You can only have one in your inventory at a time. Which, okay, that could be viable if maps aren't too expensive. Over the course of 10 maps, I found exactly one Mariner Cotton Cloth. I got my other 2 that I have so far because I have friends who happened to pick some up a long time ago and then just weren't using them and decided, hey, you're looking for these, have these Mariner Cotton Cloth. So I got 2 Mariner Cotton Cloth for free from really, really generous friends who didn't want to sell it on the market board. So yeah, I found 1 Mariner Cotton Cloth in like 10 boreskin maps. So that's like 10 days of grinding, I find 1. You can buy time-worn boreskin maps off the market board, sure, and that could speed things up a lot if the boreskin maps aren't too expensive on the market board. So by my luck, it's like around a 10% drop rate for the Mariner Cotton Cloth. You need like 10 boreskin maps to find 1, so maybe 190 boreskin maps. How much does a boreskin map cost? Well, it happens to be the only way to get an exclusive minion as well. There's a specific minion that only comes from time-worn boreskin maps. So yeah, boreskin maps are really expensive, at about 40k per, last I checked. Half as expensive as Mariner Cotton Cloth. If the drop rate was more than 50% on the Mariner Cotton Cloth, it would be worth it to buy the boreskin maps. It's not worth it to buy the boreskin maps. It is way cheaper to just buy the cloth directly. I hate Mariner Cotton Cloth. It is causing me unending trouble. I'm going to keep trying to do maps every single day until I have picked up all 19, and then I'm going to do all the crafting myself when I do that. But for now, I don't have all 19 Mariner Cotton Cloth. You're probably going to struggle to get it. If you're able to get enough money, just buy it off the market board. That's the easier option. I'm trying to save my money because I actually have certain things that I'm planning to buy which are going to take a lot of money. So like, I can't afford to buy the Mariner Cotton Cloth for frickin' glam crafting. I will do this the slow and hard way. And I'll just craft it. I'll just craft that gear when I get to it. I'm not a fan of the Mariner Cotton Cloth, as you may be able to tell. Anyways, that's all the gathering items that we need for this bit of crafting. Here, let me move over here so we're away from other people, because I noticed people are getting in the way. Not in the way, but I was standing kind of in their way. So let's get on to the pre-crafts. Oh, I didn't know that the pumpkins shook. Happy All Saints Wake! Anyways, yeah, no, let's move on to the pre-crafts so we can finish this. For the pre-crafts, for the level 50 1-star crafting, we are going to need, as carpenter, 1 oak lumber, 1 rosewood lumber. A 1-star craft, spruce lumber, we need to make 11 of it. As blacksmith or armor, we can make 1 mithril ingot, 16 cobalt ingots, 4 cobalt rivets. A 1-star craft as blacksmith or armor, 47 dark steel nuggets. 3 dark steel rivets, also a 1-star craft. As an armor, we can make 3 cobalt plates, 4 cobalt rings. 1-star craft, 7 dark steel plates. As a goldsmith, we can make 1 brass ingot, 6 silver ingots, 1 sinking minnow, 6 basilisk whetstones, 1 rubellite, 1 tourmaline, 3 turquoise, 8 electrum ingots, a 1-star craft, 33 rose gold nuggets. As a leatherworker, 10 boar leather, 3 raptor leather, 6 uraeus leather, 4 dodori leather, 62 hippogriff leather, which is a 1-star craft. As weaver, 1 cotton yarn, 1 dew thread, 1 undyed velveteen, 2 crafts of linen yarn to get 4 total, 2 undyed linen, 44 crafts of woolen yarn to get 88 total, 38 undyed woolen cloth, 35 1-star craft, 35 silk threads for 70 total, As an alchemist, 2 quicksilver, 8 rubber, 52 natron. As a weaver, 50 undyed felt. Back to alchemist, 2 clear glass lenses, 1 horn glue, 3 shark oil, 1 potent sleeping potion, 1 starcraft, 2 enchanted gold inks, another 1 starcraft, 1 growth formula delta. As culinarian, 1 crafted table salt to get 4 total, 1 sweet cream, 1 craft of sunset wheat flour to get 2 total, 2 crafts of olive oil to get 5 total, 1 gelatin, 1 pie dough, and 1 craft of roll and berry cheese to get 3 total. And with that, you can make every single crafting at level 50, 1 star across all 8 crafting classes, with the exception of dark steel rings, astral eye, quarrel fur, and jute yarn, which are all materials used in later crafts and not in current crafts, so I am saving them for later. That's it. Okay. Oh my god, I made it through. I didn't crash and burn and become completely incomprehensible this time. I'm gonna go upgrade my gear on my combatants, and then next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we're gonna be doing some story mandatory stuff. Specifically, we're going to be taking care of our first 8-player trials, our first 8-player boss fights. I'll see everyone next time for that. I'm gonna go sleep.